You've seen this moment 100 times. Maybe it was your wife, your sister, your mom, a jar of pickles, a bottle of sauce, a simple mayo lid. And no matter how hard she tried, it just would not budge. Then someone else walked in, opened it like it was nothing, and handed it back with a smile. So what's really going on here? Is it strength? Is it luck? Or is it something way more surprising, hiding inside every single jar in your kitchen? Let's find out. This little kitchen scene plays out in millions of homes every single day. And for the longest time, people thought the answer was obvious. Men are just stronger. That's it. But here's the twist. That's barely half the truth. The real villain sitting inside every stubborn jar isn't weakness at all. It's something you can't even see. It's invisible. It's everywhere. And it's been quietly winning this battle for over 200 years. To understand it, we need to travel back to the year 1809. Napoleon Bonaparte had a big problem. His armies were marching across Europe, conquering everything in their path, but food kept rotting on the road. And a hungry soldier is a losing soldier. So the French government made a bold offer, 12,000 francs to anyone who could figure out how to preserve food for long journeys, a fortune at the time. A quiet, clever chef named Nicolas Appert accepted the challenge. For 14 years, he experimented. 14 years of boiling, sealing, testing, and then one day, he cracked it. Put food in a glass jar, heat it, seal it tight, and somehow, like magic, the food stayed fresh for months, sometimes even years. He had accidentally invented modern canning, decades before scientists even understood why it worked. But here's the part nobody talks about. The exact thing that keeps that food fresh is the exact thing that makes the lid impossible to open. And it has a name, the vacuum seal. When the jar cools, the air inside shrinks, and the air outside pushes down on that lid with incredible force. Sometimes more than 15 pounds of pressure. That's not a lid, that's a locked door, with the entire atmosphere of Earth pushing against it. Okay, now let's talk about the women part, because this is where it gets really interesting. Scientists have studied grip strength for decades. And yes, on average, men have more grip strength than women. That's biology, not a competition. But here's the thing the internet usually forgets. Opening a jar is not a strength problem. It's a leverage problem. Researchers in hand therapy have found that hand size matters almost as much as strength. A larger hand wraps further around the lid. More wrap means more torque. More torque means more twisting power. So when your wife or your sister or your mom can't get that lid open, she's not weak. She's fighting physics with a shorter lever. That's like trying to loosen a tight bolt with a tiny wrench. Even a strong person would struggle. And here's the cherry on top. The design of jar lids has barely changed in over 100 years. They were originally made in factories for factory workers, who were mostly men with larger hands. So in a funny way, the jar industry has been a little stuck in the past. Now for the fun part. A few tiny tricks can break that vacuum seal in seconds. Ready? Write these down. Trick 1. Hot water. Run hot water over the lid for 20 seconds. The metal expands faster than the glass, the seal loosens, and the jar basically opens itself. Science does the work for you. Trick 2. Tap the edge. A firm tap on the side of the lid with a spoon disturbs the vacuum. It's like knocking on a locked door until it gives up. Trick 3. The rubber grip. A dry rubber glove or even a thick rubber band around the lid creates extra friction. Suddenly, grip strength is not the problem anymore. Trick 4. The butter knife poke. Slide the tip of a butter knife gently under the edge of the lid and lift. You'll hear a little pfft. That's the vacuum officially giving up. Try any of these next time a jar refuses to cooperate. It feels like a magic trick. Here's a thought that always makes me smile. For thousands of years, women have been the heart of kitchens all over the world. They've ground spices by hand, kneaded dough before sunrise, cooked meals that fed entire villages. So the idea that a little jar lid is their enemy? It's kind of funny, right? It was never about strength. It was never about skill. It was about 15 pounds of invisible air pressure and a design flaw from the 1800s. So next time a jar wins the fight, don't feel bad. You're not losing to a piece of metal. You're losing to physics, history, and Napoleon's dinner plans. And honestly, that's a much better story. So there you have it. The next time you see someone struggle with a jar lid, you'll know the truth. It's not weakness. It's a 200-year-old piece of science sitting quietly in your kitchen, winning a battle it doesn't even know it's fighting. If you learned something new today, hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you love fascinating stories like this one, stories you've never heard before, subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there.